Safety at CNM is no accident. We work very hard to ensure a safe learning environment for faculty, staff, and students. But the reality is we can't do it alone. I can't do it by myself. Security can't do it by themselves. So we really depend on faculty, staff, and students to, if they see an unsafe situation occurring, call security, call my office. Working together, we can really accomplish a lot more in creating that safe environment that we all need to be successful in our educational careers at CNM.
If you see something, say something. Happy to go out and investigate. We need your help to make this place safe.
Hey, love the hat.
Thank you.
We live in a digital society now where a lot of things can happen via cyberspace, digital media, social media. Oftentimes students may report to us that they're being stalked or they're being harassed via email or text messaging.
I can't take this anymore. The group won't give up. What the heck do I do?
It's very important that an incident report is filed, because you can tell an instructor or a friend, you don't know if they're actually going to report it. So take the responsibility to report it yourself to security or Dean of Students. Dean of Students will call security and we'll do an incident report and we'll look into the matter.
When a student receives harassing or disturbing emails or text messages, we always tell the student to please make sure they save the text or the email messages so that we can preview them. We always ask the student to contact security to fill out an incident report, make a statement, and then meet with our office. What's critical is saving those text messages as well as the email messages. Something we always advise students to do is never give out their personal cell number, but always use their CNM email address, because that gives us access for investigative purposes without many hurdles to follow. Sexual harassment can be a situation where a male's harassing a female to a female, male to male, female to male. Many of us believe that it's just male to female, but that is not true. So sexual harassment has a lot of different situations, and regardless of who you are or what sexual gender you are, sexual harassment is sexual harassment and needs to be reported.
Stop texting me.
Hey, are you okay?
I'm good.
Sexual harassment can involve many different situations and many different individuals. It can be between student to student, or it can be between a student and an instructor, or a student and a staff member. Regardless of who it is between, it is important that it's reported to security and to the Dean of Students office to ensure that a proper investigation is undertaken and to ensure that we meet Title IX compliance.
Hey, what's going on?
Look at these. What do I do?
Whoa. Well, let me explain Title IX to you and what we can do to protect you.
Title IX prohibits discrimination based on sex. Recently in 2011, the federal government sent us an amendment to Title IX that also prohibits sexual violence to include sexual assault, sexual harassment, date violence, domestic violence, and stalking. So we are required by law to ensure that all students are able to receive any type of assistance and resources if they do fall victim to any one of those categories.
Case of an active shooter, run, hide, fight is the standard, and it's actually a good thing to remember. Run, hide, fight. If you're able to run away from the situation, wonderful. If you can hide, that's okay. Fight is important. An active shooter that comes on campus is here for one purpose, is to kill you. They're not here to hold you hostage, ask for $1 million in a helicopter. They're gonna kill you. You must fight. Within CNM, security will offer trainings, and we'll give a class on how to go about that, and we'll actually do a scenario. But you gotta remember, survival.
Everyone, there's an emergency on campus. It's an active shooter.
What do we do?
Barricade the door.
So just think survival. You have to fight back. It's very important. It is shown that people who fight back can survive. If you're barricaded in a classroom, office, wherever, and someone bangs on the door, hey, the threat is over, do not open the door. It has to be verified that the threat is actually over. It could be the active shooter doing that. Even if it's law enforcement banging on the door, all right, folks, you're okay, do not open the door till it's verified.
After a active shooter situation or any serious situation, we have a post-crisis response team made up of highly trained personnel, which will work with faculty, staff, and students who want to decompress, debrief. It's a good opportunity for people to truly understand their feelings and how they reacted to things. If you get the active shooter alert, it's important to follow what John just stated, rather than be random and run without following the parameters of a run, hide, and fight. I think your safety is of utmost importance, and by following those guidelines, you will most likely come out of this in a good way. When a student breaks the student code of conduct, essentially the first step is a call to our office. Unless it's a severe risk to self or others, it goes to security. But when we typically get it, then we begin our initial investigation by calling in the student, who is typically the accused. If there's a victim, we call the victim in. Then we follow the due process. And based on our investigations, we make a determination if the student code of conduct was violated, and then issue a sanction, which could be anything from a verbal to a written, probation, to, if it's serious enough, a disciplinary hearing that could result in suspension, dismissal, expulsion from CNM. Students who elect to not go with a paid parking permit can get a general parking permit at any student activities office, main campus CNM, or in the security office at main campus. Every student does need a parking permit when they attend CNM.
When you register, you get a general parking permit. But if you choose, you can pay for the other lots. Please don't park in those other lots. You're going to get a ticket. If you get a ticket, please don't stress about it. Come into the office. And usually your first ticket, we can look the other way. But again, if you rack up a bunch of tickets, you owe a lot of money, there are some ramifications. You won't be able to register for class the next go around. And if you owe a lot, your car might just get towed away. Handicapped spaces are for handicapped individuals. We have people who park there because they're either late for class, they just want to park there, or the rules don't apply. Please don't park in the handicap if you do not have a placard. Fire lanes. Please do not park in fire lanes. Very important again. God forbid there's an issue or a fire, the trucks have to park there. Official use only vehicles. Again, don't park in those. It's for official use only. I'm privileged to park in one of those spots. Don't park in my spot.
General rule of thumb is you park where your permit allows you to park. I think the key point, what I see very often in parking lots is students will leave their car doors open when they run off to class. They'll leave purses, backpacks in visible areas of the vehicle. Rule of thumb is lock your car and make sure you don't have anything visible for somebody to attempt to steal.
If your car is broken into or you need to report a non-emergency situation, please call our dispatch center, 224-3002. That's the non-emergency, because if a property crime happened, it's not an emergency to get there. We'll get there quick, but if you call that non-emergency number, 224-3002, a security officer will come to your scene and we're going to document what happened. If a student wants to contact an officer or me personally, we're in the security building. It's at Base Hardin University, right on the corner. And if I'm in the office, I'll be happy to talk to you about security issues, safety issues, anything for the students' needs. Don't be afraid to approach one of my security officers. All great people. We will unlock your car, we'll change your flat tire, we will give you an escort. We're here for you.
And I think it's important for students, faculty, and staff to know that the Dean of Students Office and security work very closely together. Our job is to ensure your safety, a good learning environment.
So suspicious activity, it's up to you. First of all, what does a suspicious person look like? If you can tell me that, then we'll catch him every time. It could be anything, anybody, anywhere. So it's not a particular person in a raincoat and sunglasses.
So the key point in this is always call if you think something is not right.
This is a safe campus.